Everyone, let's have a conversation about stretching, shall we? My eyes have been opened. There's been a lot of debate in fitness and health for probably over a decade now, and I've always just held myself in the gray area when it comes to static stretching. So, static stretching is a stretch where we hold it for a given amount of time, right? We take a muscle to its full range of motion or our full range of motion, and we hold it for a given amount of time, usually 30, 60 seconds, maybe even more. Um, and I've always been in that gray area because I thought, no, I've seen good things happen with stretching, and our lifestyle is different than than our ancestors used to be. So we need to have something different. What I've learned through um, my most recent SI issues, which came back for the first time in 2 years, is that it's stretching needs to be looked at differently. So kind of like ice. Um, I read something really interesting recently from Dr. Aaron Horschig of Squat University. And he was saying that the man who came up with the protocol of icing actually went back on his words to say, no, research since then has shown that ice will actually delay healing. So while it's good to help reduce pain and some swelling initially, um, it's not good to promote healing. It actually delays healing. So ice is okay at the right time, but most of the time we want to be careful with it. Stretching to me is a very similar thing. It's a temporary solution. It's not the solution most of the time. I'm going to say most of the time. You still get physios and chiropractors and things recommending it. I still recommend it, but I think it needs to be in conjunction with something else. So it can be a temporary solution for you. It can be a temporary relief in some discomfort, and maybe to help open up some muscles, especially for people on computers and things, to open up the chest and things. But it's not it's not going to fix the root cause. It's not the solution to the problem. Typically, it becomes a strength and stability issue. So what I learned from my SI issues was my SI joint locks often on the left side. I don't know if it's soccer related from 32 years of playing. Um, and my right leg being my favorite foot, so I'm planting and twisting on that left side a lot. I don't know if that's what caused imbalances or what. I have no idea. But the left side would lock more so than the right. Um, Going through this past month or so with this injury and trying to treat it, um, I was doing stretches that helped in the past. Well, they were helping, but only temporarily. They would ease up the discomfort for a half hour, maybe an hour, and then it would eventually come back, and I would be in the same discomfort. And it was just the same thing over and over. Stretch, go to chiro, stretch, go to chiro, and I'd walk and stuff, right? But it wasn't getting to the root cause. So then I started to add in original strength work, which is deals a lot with the nervous system and the natural movements that we develop from the time of being a baby, um, as we grow older, but also incorporating the McGill Big Three exercises. So the McGill Big Three exercises come from Dr. Stuart McGill, who's a world-renowned spine specialist, and from Waterloo University. He's Canadian. And the big three are the bird dog, which my clients will recognize it as an alternating Superman, but it's not quite alternating. It's holding it longer, staying on the same side. So a bird dog, McGill crunches, which are very different than what you're thinking. They're not ab crunches. Um, so McGill crunches and also side planks. All three of these exercises are spinal stability exercises. So they're isometric work, meaning there's muscle tension in all those muscles from our shoulders to hips that surround the spine. All those muscles have tension, but they're not changing length, right? There's no movement. It's just tension. So it's building that muscle, the muscle's ability to support the spinal structure in the hips. And so the first day that I incorporated the side planks back in, I haven't done side planks in quite a while. And when I incorporated them in, there was a significant difference just in feel in how weak my right side was from my left. Well, then the spark started to go. And I started to think, okay, my left shoulder is not quite as nice as my right side, my left SI joint. causes me issues at times. And yet the right side of my torso, my obliques, my QL, all those muscles seem to be weaker when I do the side plank exercise. It's, to me, not a coincidence, right? The body works in opposites. So the right side supports the left when the left is moving and vice versa. So if my right side is weak, especially in the core musculature, anything in the shoulder, the left shoulder and the left hip is not going to be very well supported because of those weak muscles, meaning muscles over here are going to overwork and they're going to tighten up and they're going to cause discomfort and pain and everything else and lock up your SI joint. So the first time I brought in the side planks, I felt the most relief I had felt in the past few weeks. It was amazing. And I said, whoa, I'm onto something here. So I haven't done any stretches since. I've done a couple of my original strength work in the mornings and paired it with side planks from the McGill Big 3 exercises. And I have felt no discomfort since I started to do that. So I'm really excited about it. And it was a really big reminder that, hey, there is something to the stretching thing. And we need to treat stretching. I don't think we need to shift it away completely, but we need to use it at the right time. And I think a lot of us, including myself, get caught up in stretching as the solution. But it's more often than not, strength and stability is the solution versus flexibility and mobility. So we have to be really careful. We also have to assess even ourselves. And it can be as simple as what I did, right? This side feels weaker than the other side. And with a basic understanding of how things work, you can figure out what you need to implement. Just my thoughts. Again, it's one of those aha moments for me. Really cool. I really like figuring that stuff out. And it's, hey, it's only taken 20 years. Who would have thought? Stay healthy. Talk to you soon.